Oh, hello and welcome to the good, the bad and the what the fucks. Volume 1 for Adam Sandler. Now, if you're new to this is a video I do on my channel. I normally take 10 films by an actor and go, that's really good, that's it fucking, there's some heart, there's some foundation there. It's like, what the fuck were you doing there taking the paycheck? And then, the really bad ones. Anyway, so basically, I've made my life a little bit complicated, as not only am I filming Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, Christian Slater, and an Arrow one, I had the bright idea tonight, since my podcast has been cancelled, to do Adam Sandler, because when I started thinking about it, I was like, fuck, I've seen a lot of Adam Sandler films in the last month or so, and I've sort of been revisiting them, especially in lockdown. I've been watching a lot of comedies when I was up late night and the show Welcome to the Land of the Long White Cloud, and I've seen a lot of them here. A lot of Adam Sandler films are now on Netflix. I don't have Netflix, I'll have to get Britney to sign in. So there's potentially I've seen some new films, so it's interesting. So last night, I'll start off with this, I watched Zohan. Now unlike the newer ones, I want to go back to the origins, sort of. Because normally, I'll watch a film, I'll do the review, and I'll go off and I'll do another watch. As soon as I watch the next film, I'll do another bit. But when I first started doing them, I sat for Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. I used to do it in one big long take. And this one's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the last two will be Grown Ups 1 and 2. Because Grown Ups 2's there and Grown Ups 1's in the other room. So yeah, let's get going. Right, so Zohan, this is a total what the fuck movie. Watching this last night. Adam Sandler has always carried a tradition of you taking your friends with him. I believe he might have learned or took a lot of cues from Dan Aykroyd in this. Adam Sandler got his big break in Coneheads. It's another film I'll dig out. And he sort of took his gang with him. Rob Schneider, even though he kind of fell out with him for a while, I think. David Spade. He was really good in it. That goes to Coneheads as well. Chris Farley, rest in peace. Guy from Dirty Work. John Turturro. Obviously Alan pops up in every single film he makes. Alan Covet is in every single film. I actually didn't spot Alan Covet in this last night, so hang on, he's probably it's a bit controversial. There's a lot of people probably dressed up. But this is Don't Mess With the Zohan. A lot of people say this came along when Adam Sandler was on a bit of decline, because this, they could do what the fuck he wanted. So basically, he's an unstoppable sack flicking champion. Swims like a fucking crazy ass dolphin, has a fight with the Phantom played by John Turturro. Fuck me, there's another film. There is another film, Jump Cut. Aha! I've seen another one. See, I totally forgot about this. It's unplanned, unscripted. One jump cut so far. Right, what the fuck? So I watched this one last night, Don't Mess With the Zohan. Again, so basically, he fakes his own death and he's got a dream about being a hairstylist. And basically gets set up in a parlour and sort of, masters the arts and the ways and starts banging all the old women. Business is thriving, even though the landlords have put the rent up. And just some of the stuff's absolutely fucking crazy. Some of the stuff he does, the feet, kicking the feet. Like, what the fuck's that about? But there's loads of cameos from Chris Rock as the taxi driver, Rob Schneider as obviously the taxi driver who's angry that Zohan stole his goat, or Coco Slappy, or Slappy Coco. So you've got Rob Schneider in there, you've got Kevin James is in there, as in the guest in the SAC Championship, and you're just like, fucking hell, it is fucking packed of cameos. So it's on Blu-ray, obviously just marketed everywhere. As I say, a lot of people say Adam Sandler at his height and in the decline because he's just fucking absolutely outlandish. But he's had a blast doing it. Sandler's best in years. You don't want to mess with a Zohan. Obviously, you just put Adam Sandler's name on it. Jumping across cars, crazy ass backflips, push-ups, you think. So that is a what the fuck movie, because it was just like, fuck me. Because when he does turn it on, like Rain Over Me, What's Not In This, or Junk Punch Love, Adam Sandler can really churn it in. I know a lot of people were fucking over the moon with hidden gems or uncut gems. I haven't seen that yet, but a lot of people have been raving about that. Like fucking glow sticks in the 90s and Resurrection and shit like that. But yeah, Don't Mess With the Zohan is a what the fuck movie. But I enjoyed it last night. I laughed so loud at certain points. But yeah, it's just like, fucking hell, he's in it, fucking hell, he's in it, like, fucking hell, he's in it, like, fucking hell. Just some of the outlandish have had fun doing that. Right, next up is the film I just went and got. I now pronounce you, Chuck and Larry. As soon as I remembered about Kevin James, I was like, Kevin James. So yeah, again, Kevin James popped up in quite a few films. He pops up in quite a lot. I'm not sure what the origin. I know Adam Sandler does appear in King of Queens. These guys must have just hit it off, had a good thing. Dan Aykroyd pretty much brings up the back end of this. You've got Steve Buscemi in there. Vin Rames, I've worked with him. Jessica Biel. See, Dennis Dugan, who also directed that, seems to be Adam Sandler's partner in crime. This is by Universal Studios as well. Kevin James is trying to raise his 2 kids after he's lost his wife. His son, the girl's a tomboy and the son wants to be a ballet dancer, and he's finding that hard. Both of them work at fire department. Along, I think Lewis Gutzman, it's not John Leguizamo. Lewis Gutzman's in this as well. And basically, in order to get around life benefits or something like that, he has to get married, and obviously Chuck is very hotty with all the girls, and they take on a civil partnership and then start getting investigated. Laugh out loud comedy, a bold film for when it was done as well. Hotel Transylvania, there's another one, could be in this series at some point. It's not his best, so I'm going to put that in the bad category. I did laugh a few times at it. I mean, it's fucking, you just think you know where the film's going at the start when they pick up the guy, and obviously it's like they've took the level of doing the whole backdraft thing, but then they got the massive guy to try to get out, and it's just like, what the fuck. Again, Dan Aykroyd absolutely classing it. Vin Rames really channels it in as well. Vin Rames, especially Vin Rames lately. I still remember the day I first met Vin, and I was doing something, and the camera was recording. I just looked up, and he just went. My heart stopped a little bit. I was like, fucking hell. It wasn't until like break time. I was like, hey, you alright? It's terrified as fucking look at death. But again, recently when I've seen him in Bringing Out the Dead, he's just fucking such an amazing actor. You know, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to put Chuck and Larry. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. They're 2 fucking big films. They're 2 long ass fucking names. In the bad. I didn't enjoy it as much. I get where they were going. Again, it's putting Adam Sandler in the different situations and stuff like that. Next up, more recently, one of my favourite films, if not the favourite. Everyone back in the day always liked Happy Gilmore. To me, Airheads. Still got the big box VHS. I still have the soundtrack for this from as a kid. Up there is the Airheads original video shop poster, hidden away behind stuff, but you can start to see it. I love it. I hate the fucking cover of the DVD. So this is the 3rd one. Brendan Fraser has never, funny enough, worked except for maybe as a cameo in Dickie Roberts, again with Adam Sandler. He's sort of like one that hasn't got that way. David Arquette, Joe Montana, but Steve Buscemi. So this is like the foundation of Steve Buscemi. You've also got stuff like Ernie Hudson and Harold Ramis in this. So there you go. Adam Sandler has pretty much starred with 3 out of the 4 Ghostbusters. I fucking love this film. It could never get remade. Rewatching it now, it's class. Chris Farley is it also in this. Fucking Rob Zombie and White Zombie are actually in this. Fucking amazing soundtrack. If you have never seen the film, I definitely highly recommend it. Enough, it's probably the Adam Sandler's best film. The Lone Rangers, how can you pluralize Lone Rangers? And they do. Or a band getting ready to make it big time. They've got one song called Degenerator. And basically, their idea after seeing the Sons of Thunder playing live is to just basically break into a radio station, and if they get any shit, get some water pistols. Now, the all-star studded cast. You've got David Arquette in there. You've got Michael is in the X-Files. Of course he is. He's also in Short Circuit 2. He's called Milo. And then you've got the guy from, is it Married with Children or Seinfeld? From Problem Child. You've got the bad guy from, let's say he's the good guy with Quaid. One of the episodes, Quaid. There's a lot of people. Leave fucking Lemmy's in this. But yeah, anyway, they break into the radio station and it sort of doesn't go well, so Steve Buscemi pulls out a water pistol, and before they know it, it's actually broadcast live on air. To find out the radio station is going to go easy rock, will relax to the metal sounds of the rain. as the plan is to move it into more country. Pretty much starts off a fucking massive concert around it. Ernie Hudson tries his best along with Chris Farley to like control the crowd. Brendan Fraser absolutely nails it. Steve Buscemi nails it. Adam Sandler fucking nails it. And when they get to the song at the end, it's class. Couldn't get it away now because it's borderline terrorism, and you know what I mean. But bringing it like a reel to reel. You know, we're only set up for cassette and CDs, and just the music is fucking class. But there's a lot of funny laughs like this, but it is one movie you can put on and absolutely fucking enjoy. So that's a good one. Remember quite a lot of that. Next up, Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Happy Madison Productions. Adam Sandler's dad appears. Terrific at the start, and Adam has produced a lot of things. So normally it might be a good idea. Again, Adam sticks really well with his friends, you know, the whole group. There's a lot of familiar faces that reoccur in his things, and he's went on to produce a lot of movies that he may not appear in or does appear in it as a fucking even uncredited cameo. But along with stuff like Dickie Roberts, stuff like Grandma's Boy, there's a lot of Billy Madison movies. I think there's even a horror movie. But yeah, Happy Madison, Strange Wilderness. This is fucking hysterical. Massive cast. So Alan Corbett, who actually appears in Airheads. I spotted him in that because he's the guy who Adam Sandler, when he goes outside and starts to do that, that's Alan Corbett. So you got him, Justin Long, Steve Zahn, Jonah Hill, fucking dude from Broken Lizard. Can never remember his fucking name. Kevin Heffernan. Robert Patrick's in this. DVD player shutting itself. Just absolutely shit myself. Basically, Steve Zahn is the second generation of a nature program. It's not going very well for him. He gets pulled in by the studio along with Alan Corbett, and they both sit down. And the dad from the Goldbergs, who was in, no, he wasn't. He was in a World last night. Sort of season, so on. He's not. He basically says, "Do you not see what's wrong with the show?" And it's just like people getting mauled to death by a bear, and there's a guy running around on fire. And do you add this music? And it's got like Jesus doesn't live here anymore. And then the comment about the natives not looking very good, so they hired strippers and stuff like that. And it's just hilarious, some of the voiceover. And there is a bit with a shark where he's laughing at him, and he just repeats it and repeats it and repeats it. And I have generally nearly cried my eyes out of that scene when I originally seen it. So basically, they have one chance to keep themselves in the air, and someone from the past on his dad's side rings up and says, "Hey, look, I know where Bigfoot is." And they say, "What?" So they decide to go all the way up to the mountains. So you've got Justin Long joins the group to take over the camera guys. They write it all down on a beer mat. They're getting a Winnebago and fucking off the go. Doesn't go to plan. Justin Long ends up nicking some fucking laughing gas, and they end up having a fucking rave. Again, back to the 90s rave. Broad daylight with all neon glow sticks and stuff. There's a bit with a turkey where you think, wow. But again, it's kind of one of the ones where it's a good idea for the movie, but it might not work at the cinema. But give it all it's got, go OTT with it, and slap it out on DVD and let it find its audience over time. And that's what's pretty cool about Happy Madison. Billy Madison. Happy Madison, that's the one. But there's some really, really laugh out loud bits with it. Again, Robert Patrick turns up in it, and then when they find Bigfoot, he just fucking again, though, it's the voiceovers, the editing, and just that sort of looking at a 70s nostalgia nature show and taking it on a spoof. And again, Jonah Hill in there is just sort of in the background, and Justin Long really finding their grounds. I mean, Justin Long's that stoned in the movie. He gets his eyes tattooed on his eyelids, so no one knows if he's awake or not, and it's just a nice little funny gag. So yeah, if you haven't ever seen Strange Wilderness, filled, check it out. It's fucking awesome. Might be quite hard to come by, but I can't recommend it enough. It does exist on physical format. So that's 4. Next up, just go with it, because I'm just going to go with this. I did watch this recently now. Jennifer Anderson and Adam Sandler have reteamed since this. Sandler's put a lot out on Netflix. The only one I think I've seen is Ridiculous 6, which I really want to revisit. So Nick Swanson is another guy who's really been taken under the wing by Adam Sandler. He appears in Zohan as the Zohan starts banging his mum, the sticky, and he's just like sort of having a massive breakdown and stuff. He's also in He was in something else. He gets run over by the bike. Oh no, that's how he meets him in the Zohan. So anyway, Nick Swanson's in this. Was it his cousin or something like that? But yeah, basically the idea of just putting Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, especially how good the chemistry worked with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. We'll get to that in a minute. The fucking one bit about this movie. Obviously, these guys fall in love. He's a very accomplished dentist, and he's chasing a girl, and he ends up falling in love with Jennifer Aniston. I mean, of course you would. Do you know what I mean? And it's the bit where it's totally laugh out loud comedy. Is the guy who was also one of Adam Sandler's friends, who's in the Neighbour Watch gang in Zohan, where he's getting shit like that. I see, what the fuck's wrong with him? Well, he didn't say fuck because it's only 12, he's laughing. He's just like, it just brings tears to your eyes. But it's kind of forgettable. So this is the point where, again, you're teaming them up in ideas, and coming off the back end of Jennifer Aniston always delivers as well. But I watched this and it's really, again, it's Dennis Duncan. I mean, Dennis Duncan didn't direct that. Michael Lehman. But again, that's another Dennis Duncan film. But it is quite Danny, whatever, meets a girl of his dreams, but as he enlists the loyal assistance of Catherine, Jennifer Aniston, to pretend to be his soon-to-be ex-wife in order to cover up the careless lie. When the lies backfire, the kids get involved, everyone heads off to Hawaii for a ridiculous laugh-out-loud weekend to test the limits of how far they'll go. Again, it looks fucking stunning. Again, Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler just hanging out Hawaii with Nick Swanson in the background. So again, this will be the time where Rob Schneider's sort of disappeared. Juice Bigelow, Hot Chicks. Again, they are Happy Madison Productions. So yeah, that's 5. So far, we've had 5. Wow, random. Fucking brilliant. Airheads. It's unforgettable. It's a funny bit. So that's bad. I want to put Chuck and Larry. I'm sorry, Duncan. Mr. Duncan. Zohan is a what the fuck movie, and Strange Wilderness is brilliant. So I'm just trying to be fair. Next up, it is a what the fuck movie. This is Pauly Shore is Dead. This is one of the best independent movies ever made. It has its flaws, yes it does. Pauly Shore. Hello Pauly. Yes. I've got a son-in-law poster there. Talked to Pauly recently. Son-in-law, amazing. Encino Man or California Man, wherever you're from, amazing. Both of them have been podcasted or reviewed for the channel recently. In the Army Now and Jury Duty, Hard to Come By. Biodome, also been reviewed for the show recently. Probably the best isolation movie you can get. Outstanding. And then he fell off the radar. Now, in England, we didn't really know who Pauly Shore was, because Pauly Shore is not only an MTV personality as the Weasel. He's also the daughter. He's a fucking daughter. It's also the son of the lady who owns a comedy strip in LA. So Pauly was brought up by got to know a lot of famous people early on, and had a great mentor. Now, just listen to the cast of this movie. Now, bearing in mind, Corey Feldman doesn't get his name on the box, and then they couldn't find Corey Haim on the day they filmed it. Maybe it's because someone else on the box, but I'll just read out this cast listing. Pamela Anderson, Be Real, Tommy Chong, Carlson Daly, Ellen DeGeneres, Andy Dick, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Fred Durst, Kurt Lover, Heisley Fest, Britney Spears, Adam Sandler, Paris Hilton, Michael Madsen, Bill Marker, Merher, Chris Rock, Charlie Sheen, Sean Penn, Tommy Lee, Tom Sizemore, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Jerry Springer, Sam Kingston, no Stephen Baldwin. There's fucking loads. So basically, what is the story about this? Basically, Pauly Shore. It gives you a bit like a mini biography, if you remember Moonwalker. When you think, oh yeah, this is a really good documentary of Michael Jackson. Next thing you know, Michael! It's like, what the fuck? And that's what this film does. So basically, Pauly Shore fakes his own death, and he gets everyone involved in it. It's proper guerrilla film, do you know what I mean? There's a bit where Fred Durst bumps him down the street, and that is basically, you know, like an homage to, because Pauly Shore has got a lot of connection to early Limp Bizkit. Again, Fred Durst is fucking, if you want something here, you know, that's how you get yourself out there. But yeah, he basically kills himself and fakes it, and it's all filmed and all that, and sort of runs around Hollywood, and the tributes start coming in, and then he gets caught out. And one of the problems he has when he's dealing with it, because a lot of people get into it fun. Ben Stiller nails it because Ben Stiller's like acting like the fact that Paulie Shore's got some dirt on him, and he's like, I'll fucking do this, but sign it to be in the film. It's a really funny outtake. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were meant to be the guy who gets the drugs off, and Feldman was a bit unsure about it, and then they couldn't find him on the day, but Paulie Shore appears in the 2 Corey Shore years later. So it's that early, it's that era of 90s talent that sort of pooled together. And it all comes crashing down, but one of the things Paulie struggles with is the voice of Adam Sandler, who always fucking puts him down when he's on his own. So Adam Sandler's just done like the voiceover. So it goes into what the fuck character. But obviously Paulie Shore's blaming Adam Sandler for stealing all his movies. But again, Paulie's done a great job. From what I've talked to him recently, he seems like a really nice guy. I would love to see him in a little serious role. But again, just literally made a life a good stand-up comedian. And yeah, so yeah, fuck me, that's 6 already. 7, 8. I was going to do Happy Gilmore because I have seen Happy Gilmore recently, but I might leave that next because I'm going to take a break and I'll finish this video up with Grown Ups 1 and 2. How about that, yeah? So I've got 2 more, and let's go for The Wedding Singer. I put this on one night and forgot how good it was. This, you know what I mean, this sort of just revived the 80s. Everyone had the fucking soundtrack, everyone loves Adam Sandler, and everyone discovered that Adam Sandler has a number of albums out, stuff like Bad Boyfriend and A Medium Pace. No, that's Tenacious D. He has a very sexual song, but the problem with Adam Sandler's albums, there's a lot of skits in them as well. So like, I think you only maybe get 5 songs sometime for Hanukkah and stuff like that, and then you'll have a lot of skits. Again, he has all his friends on it. But The Wedding Singer really, really hit home. Drew Barrymore had sort of had a resurgence. She appeared in Scream, and basically Adam Sandler was riding on the back ends of Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, you know what I mean. He had a few random ones after that, didn't he? Well, we'll get there, we'll discover them. We'll rediscover Adam Sandler's movies in this, but the soundtrack was mint, the idea was mint. Again, Alan Corbett is in this. It's like spot Alan Corbett, because in that he is basically the limo driver, always got the creep going on. Drew Barrymore, it's a fucking cat me gone. Drew Barrymore just looks stunning in it. She plays it very vulnerable. And the fact that she's going to become Julia Gulia, and Adam Sandler basically has a breakdown. Girlfriend leaves him. John Lovett is another person who has been in a lot of Adam Sandler movies like Benchwarmers. Benchwarmers 2 will not be in the series, but I've seen that recently, and that had some really laugh out loud moments. Went straight on Sky with half a star. If you're any kind of fan of Adam Sandler and you've seen the first one, it's worth giving it a watch. But Wedding Singer, I think the soundtrack was really good. Really funny bits. Nice little love story. I mean, Billy Idol's in it and stuff like that. There is a few laugh out loud moments. I remember Raoul, my friend, used to sing but it all was bullshit. And because I'd seen The Wedding Singer recently and I've been working on some more Better NFA stuff, when I had the opportunity to finally go, right, I could put that clip of Raoul in, because again, if you put that clip on YouTube, even though a lot of people's in lockdown been singing the fucking streets to death, you get flagged, even though Raoul probably hits it way out of tone. But I got it, chucked it in there, just, remember in the past. But it was very quotable. As I said, 2 soundtracks came out of it. Total awesome edition. Who directed this? Frank Karate. Yeah, but the whole, he's wanting to look after, the olders and teach him how to, and it's about his recovery from depression. Again, Steve Buscemi's in it as well. It's the fucking crazy fucking audition and stuff like that as well. Oh, he's a drunken brother. But again, it's just spot the cameos in it, man. But again, it's this one hit home. I Want to Grow Old With You. Love Stinks. It's got some fucking mint bits in it. But even the start just spin me right round. So yeah, Wedding Singer is definitely a brilliant film. Now, follow on from Wedding Singer, I'll have to dig out Blended. It is 50 First Dates. I've seen this movie 4 times the last fucking month. I watched it, half cut, thought I hadn't finished it, had finished it, and then I surprisingly listened to the commentary. Now this is by Peter Seagal. No relation to Steven Seagal. He's missing an ear. And this was big on the hype, obviously reuniting Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore back together again. I thought it was mainly set in Hawaii. It is, but there's a lot of blue screen in this. Rob Schneider is in this as well, who is absolutely fucking brilliant in it. Drew Barrymore basically was in a car crash, and for the last couple of years, 6 months or whatever, every day just resets itself. Like Dana Carvey and Clean Slate, doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on. And Adam Sandler, who, again, Kevin James pops up in this, is obviously as a fucking the quickest cameo ever to say that he had a fling with Adam Sandler while in Hawaii. So Adam Sandler's basically like playing everyone who comes in. But then when he takes his boat out, he ends up fucking going into this little restaurant and meets Drew Barrymore for the first time. Goes really well. Goes back the second day, she doesn't have a fucking clue who it is. Then it progresses Drew Barrymore's story. Now, what's good about this is, hello, you could say this is an Adam Sandler film. It's a Drew Barrymore movie because Drew Barrymore sits in on the commentary. Adam isn't there, but Drew is very, I mean, you've got to look like Whiplash or and stuff like she was doing. She is a child actor that, yes, maybe had a rocky fucking ups and downs early on, but she has came back to be one of the strongest leads in Hollywood, especially behind the scenes. She was an angel in Charlie's Angels. She's written, directed. There's a film called My Date with Drew, which when you look at that, it's very fucking, whoa, it's a bit weird. But a guy basically buys a camera, has fucking, 24 days to return it or something? And he goes around, tries to find her. I mean, Corey Feldman ends up in the film because this guy's like, I just want to have a date with Drew Barrymore. A bit like, and when Drew seen and heard about it, she actually, did a bit of research and she agreed to be in the end of the film, which is really good. So she always had her head screwed on, even though she was married to Tom Green, because he's fucking mental as well. He's a cool cat on Instagram, like. But no, again, she really delivers us home. It's a great addition with the animals as well. The seal's really funny. Adam Sandler's assistant's really funny. Rob Schneider again steals the show. I can't remember spotting Alan Covert in this. He's like a fucking comedian. It's like an inner joke when he's in him. But you've got like Sean Astin's in this, and Sean Astin's just like fucking, he's fucking brilliant in this, Sean Astin. And it's great that Adam Sandler, yes, he does use a lot of the cast, but like when he works with someone new, that's what I think works well with Sandler. He sort of absorbs and takes it. But again, a lot of people come in and go, oh fucking hell, I'm in an Adam Sandler film. But like, again, that's my boy. That's another film I'll get to. But then you're making friendship with like Vanilla Ice now. Again, with Lonely Island. And again, Adam Sandler on Seth Green with Funny. I've never seen it. I think I've got it. Funny Bones? Not Funny Bones. Funny Story. Funny People. So yeah, there's a few you can dig out of the box and stuff like that. And didn't he not do one recently with Ben Stiller, a drama? So yeah. But again, in 51st Dates, the whole repeatedness, the whole Groundhog's Day. But the thing about with that movie is there's no Hollywood ending. They decided, you know what I mean, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and the whole Alaska trip at the end. Soundtrack, wouldn't it be nice to, Again, it captures heart and soul. And I think Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore absolutely nail out the park. I know the trilogy is complete with Blended. And I want to see more of it. But again, I'm doing this. I'll dig in the past. And I'll start digging into Netflix. So that was the first 8. Unless I can remember anything about the ukulele. Fucking penguin on the front cover. I fucking hate penguins. True story. But yeah, Rob Schneider, man. Just so fucking funny. What's in this? Let's go open up. Oh yeah, Anger Management there. That's another one I can revisit. Big Daddy, Billy Madison, Start, Saving the Sick Animal. Oh yeah. Even like Zohan, Henry Winkler, having a little cameo in it. Who's obviously in The Waterboy and stuff like that. The dad from 51st Dates is also one of the other tour guides in Strange Wilderness. He's in The Waterboy. Again, you can do it. Goes all the way back to like stuff like that, and that was an inner joke. So again, this has been pretty cool to do. So there's 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Grown-ups 1 and 2 will be the last 2 because there's Grown-ups 2 there. I picked that up recently. I was gutted actually because I thought I had Grown Ups 1 on Blu-ray, and I seen that. I was like, right, do I have Grown Ups 2 on DVD or Blu-ray? It's like, because I can never remember, you might find this funny, you might not, that I can never remember if it's Rambo First Blood Part 2 or Rambo 3 that I don't want on Blu-ray. And every time I'm going, right, I'll buy it now, and I'll be like, which one do I need? It always does that. And then, you know, I'm getting old because then I went and bought Total Recall twice, and I'm like, it's the only fucking film I've ever done. I was like, how can you buy Total Recall twice? Right, so another jump cut. Be a couple of days' time, and I'll talk about Grown Ups 1 and Grown Ups 2. Thanks for this bit. Going for a bit of 80s going down here. Right, so yesterday I stood right here and went Adam Sandler and went, be a couple of days. I've actually just finished watching Grown Ups 2, and I watched Grown Ups last night after having a few beers. Now, last night when I was watching, these are directed by Dennis Dugan again. So, the idea when that first came out, Grown Ups, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider, and obviously just being the lads. And I think the girls, which the sequel gets a better box, we'll talk about it in a minute, has a better chance at. Now the thing is, there's a lot of heart and soul, and it's a lot of, like, you know, establishing who these people are and the childhood of them growing up. And it's kind of like these guys have wrote a really good script, and they've all went out and had a massive summer blowout, all got a big paycheck, probably recorded Hotel Transylvania while they're there in the booth, you know what I mean? And just had a long last fucking summer, made a good movie out of it. So there's a lot of friendship, and you, like, when you've got them all together, you can tell they're all friends. Now it's strange that Drew Barrymore is in this. I thought she might have been one of the wives, but Salma Hayek is really good in it, and the backup cast is really good. There's a lot of cameos from Sandler's past, but not as many as you think. And to be honest with you, when I was watching this last night, it was quite bland. I would say it was quite bland and almost forgettable. There's a lot of skits between the basketball about the idea of, you know, coming back to your own and righting the wrongs of the past, you know what I mean? And they all come back for the friendships, and they've all, like, led their lives and stuff like that. So again, it's kind of, it's okay, but then comes Grown Ups 2. Now the UK cover has completely changed the top. It's a roller coaster in America. Girls get on the front cover. Salma Hayek's name's there. Rob Schneider is missing from this and just totally unacknowledged. Rooms have missed for years. I said he fell, is it a fucking cat in the gun? He'd fell out, but the idea was he was actually having a baby at the time. Again, it had also scheduling conflicts as well. He's also done TV shows and that, and has re-teamed with Adam Sandler since. This is fucking outstandingly better than that one. Opening start, the deer in the house, which is like a common thing. But yeah, there's a deer in the house, jumping up, peeing on them, running around. All the kids. Now, unfortunately, the youngest kid of Adam Sandler's, the boy, he died last year. Sorry, I don't know his name, it's from The Descendants, but the cast in this, I mean, it starts off, gives everyone a nice little research in where they are, and then they just come. Nick Swanson comes into it as the crazy fucking bus driver with the whole raft stuff. That's hilarious. Alan Covett is in it as the school teacher. You got Shaq in there. Obviously, you've got Adam Sandler's Mitch Shaq's partner, as he's in all the kinds of films. They just keep on coming. Lonely Island turn up at the car wash, you know what I mean? And it's just like, fucking hell. Like, it cast, they just went to town. They've obviously came back, had a massive laugh about it. The bit with the tyre down the hill. Adam Sandler's pictured in a go-kart there. There's no point they're in go-karts, but again, this is a cheesy fucking front cover. The 80s, at the end, Stone Cold Steve Austin as well in it, you know what I mean? It's just fucking hilariously funny. Weird, the guy, he's called Milo, I never forget that because his name is Cat. The guy from Heroes, plays Rocky Balboa's son in Rocky Balboa. He's about my age, and he's playing a frat boy, but then you've got the other guy from Twilight, I'm forgetting his name, what is he, Taylor or something. And he flips and kicks, and but it's just fucking packed, it's so funny. Like, laugh out loud, funny from the guy who ends up looking like a Smurf, to all the jokes, to Nick Swanson going down the fucking back of the van and hitting his head. I've laughed so much at that compared to what it was last night, and I was intoxicated last night. But again, it was like I was watching it, and again, with the first one, when Kevin James swings off, and he ends up going down, falling down. Steve Buscemi, again, you know what I mean? Steve Buscemi's name should be along that cast line of the original Grown Ups, but he's like supporting cast. It's a big ass family thing. Steve Buscemi would have been doing Boardwalk Empire at the time. But it's just fucking hilariously funny, the second one. I would hope for a third one. Because the first one was a big hit, there was a second one really quickly. And then if you chuck in something like Pixels, that's another one I have seen recently because I bought it on Blu-ray. It's £1. And like you watch that, Kevin James is the Prime Minister, but still friendly. What the fuck? They just take like did they just literally take a picture deal and just come up with some insanity? So I would love to see Rob Schneider come back into it in a third one. I think they could take a third one in a funny direction. Again, big family holiday or something like that. I really think it worked really well, but it has been a couple of years now. Fuck me, 7 years ago. Shit. But again, Adam Sandler, Netflix deal, and stuff like The Do-Over, Murder Mystery Weekend, fuck that other ones to be called, Uncut Gems, Cobbler, I've seen Cobbler, Ridiculous Six. We've had Adam Sandler, great pay deal. So yeah, we'll visit more, but I just fucking love that. So laugh out loud comedy. Nick Sonson seals it. Again, it's a shame Rob Schneider's not in it, but the amount of extras and just jokes and fucking insanity, just fucking class. It's crazy that's a fucking 12 actually. Even when they jump off the rock, you know what I mean, and the belly flops and stuff like that. It's just great, and it's great to see that obviously the kid's growing up a little bit. The little kid, obviously you've got the Michael Jackson kid biting everyone, and then you've got like the kid who's playing Mozart, but like obviously spelling bee. But no, it's a really good film, the second one. If you've seen the first one and you haven't seen the second one, say it. So hang on, so this has been the good, the bad and the what the fucks. The outtake will be me grabbing the rest of them and talking about them again. Seeing the outtakes. Okay, so here in the outtakes. Is that the girl singing in Grown Ups 2? Right, so Grown Ups 1. Great idea. I just don't think it's executed as good as Grown Ups 2. So Grown Ups 2 I think is good. In Grown Ups would go in the bad pile because again it paved the way for Grown Ups 2. And that's how I'm going to look at that. I'm going to have to take it down and have a hat off because it's fucking boiling. Whew. So yeah, Wedding Singer, really good film for the time, amazing. 51st Dates as well goes up there. Pauly Shore is Dead is a what the fuck movie. So is The Zohan. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. Again, that's by Duncan. Same director as Grown Ups. So I'm surprised Dan Aykroyd didn't turn up. I'm going to put that in the bad pile. Didn't really enjoy that. Just go with it. I'm going to go for bad pile, even though it's kind of it's rememberable for that. So that's Dennis Dugan as well. Fuck me. And Strange Wilderness and Airheads are in the good pile. So yeah, 5 good, 3 what's it, and 2 what the fucks. So this has been Adam Sandler, Volume 1. As I say, it's fucking mental to think about it that I'm working on Nicolas Cage movies. I think I'm 7 into Nicolas Cage, and then I decided to do John Cusack, Christian Slater and Arrow spins off because I'm just trying to make more content in Adam Sandler. Started yesterday, finished it now. Again, I've just been watching them and they're all fresh. If I was stuck right, you see that finger there? Ow. In between filming this from last night to now, I was making the bed and there's a staple and it dug into my hand and ripped down and it fucking just went and I had to have a massive bandage on it and I've just knocked it. I don't even want to take the plaster off, it was proper deep. I couldn't get it out, stuck in the fucking bed. But yeah, rant over. As I say, like Pixels, I could have fucking revisited that. There was another one that popped in my head that I've seen quite recently. Well, Happy Gilmore. But that's somewhere I want to dig through and start making a pile of Adam Sandler films that I could revisit, like Jack and Jill's in there, Billy Madison, Bedtime Stories. That was the other one. I have seen that recently as well, and that was another one I could have chucked in. But again, with the good, the bad, and the what the fucks, it's great to revisit films. I think especially if you're a compulsive buyer like myself, like a Paul Ray, like Carl, like Casper, you know what I mean? It's just like, don't worry kids, you don't need shoes today. It's great when you like sort of like group them together as an actor or as a label, as I've started doing with Arrow, and watching them and go, especially with actors, and you go, right, that's what you're known for, get that in there. You've never seen, like, again, you may never seen these films, but then you revisit them as well and you look at them definitely at a different direction or a different point in your life, and you rediscover them and you can go, that was good, that was really bad, and what the fuck were you doing there? Like, who took a paycheck? But again, it's Hollywood. You rise, you fall, you survive. It's basically, that's what happens. You can stay there. The higher the climb, the lower the fall. The higher the fall. Boom. What the fuck. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now. Oh, the Indians has come back to get us. No, I didn't shit myself, but that was a bird fart shit. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.